If I come to your town, I am allergic to peanuts, so keep your nuts out of my face. Thank you very much.
In hops we trust.
In Hops We Trust mission statement has always been to spread the good word of beer from state to state. Well, here in Duluth, Georgia, we found a brew pub that shares a similar philosophy on the way they do business. We're in the Good Word Brewing and Public House. I'm sitting down with Todd Dimatteo, the owner and brewer here at Good Word, and Grant Crain, the sous-chef here at Good Word. How are we doing today, gentlemen?
Fantastic, thanks.
All right, man.
Excellent, excellent. Brick Store Pub, where you originally came up with the idea of opening this brewing and public house?
For sure, yeah. For better or worse, right? Brick Store started in 1997, and I started there in 2005. I guess I was sort of a greenhorn at that point. I thought craft beer started and ended with Highland Gaelic and Guinness. And I went in for dinner one night with my girlfriend, now wife. She talked about this place for a while. She was like, oh, you gotta go to this place. It's got great craft beer, yada, yada, yada. And then when I saw this draft list, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. It was pages and pages.
There's more than just 3 different beers out there.
Yeah, there was more than just 3 different beers. Anyway, I ended up getting like a Flying Dog Gonzo. And instead of like asking the server, because I felt dumb that I didn't know enough about beer, I was like, I'll just do that again. I think I got 3 of those that night. And anyway, I asked the server for an application, and they interviewed me, and the rest is history. I worked there for 12 years and got this itch to do this concept. First, we thought we'd just do another beer bar. My partner, Ryan Skinner, and I, he was a beer manager at that point. You know, we would home brew and, you know, quickly change from beer bar to let's do beer, you know, because we both love beer. He was a Cicerone. And we approached the Brick Store owners about being our partners, and then we started looking for a space, and that took a long time. Mm-hmm. You know, Ryan, he already lived in this area out here in Gwinnett County, and he's like, man, we got to check out Duluth. And this whole strip had been demolished. It was like red clay. I was like, no fucking way. I was like, I'm not coming out here. I'm not leaving the comforts of the city. And so we kept looking. And, you know, everything we saw was either, it didn't have, you know, the right vibe and right location. We knew we wanted a place that like was at least a little family centric, right? And so Brian was like, dude, you spent 10 months, we've been looking for a place. Let's come back out to this concert in Duluth and see what's up. Mm-hmm. So when we came back out, it was just my wife and Ryan's wife, us on the town green, and there's probably like 9,000 people out here. And I was like, cool, there's a community here who was rife and ready for beer, and the shell was built. The beautiful windows just like kind of spoke to me. I was like, fuck yeah, this is it. And so I took my pregnant wife 6 Sundays in a row looking for houses. We actually bought our house before we signed a lease on this building. And the Brick Store guys were like, oh, you crazy, you don't know if this still is gonna happen. I was like, we're gonna make it happen.
We're gonna make it work.
And we signed the lease, I guess like 6 weeks after I bought my house. And then we started build out. We didn't open until November of 2017. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy, for sure.
Let's talk food.
All right.
What was the inspiration behind the cuisine that you guys serve here?
We're kind of trying to focus on a more upscale, approachable pub cuisine. So anybody can come in and kind of look at the menu and find something that interests them. With kind of how Good Word's rooted in community, we take that into the kitchen as well and try to support as many local farms as we can.
Yeah, the beginning of the food was definitely a little tumultuous. We did more apologies than you're welcomes for a long time, to be honest with you. Luckily, we found Brian, Grant's brother, and yeah, he quickly was like, hey man, you know, my brother is a fantastic chef, and I'd love to bring him in. And I'm thinking, I know how my brother is. There's no fucking way I can work with him. What's this gonna be like? He's like, no, trust me, it's different. I'm 6 years, whatever. And honestly, it's been amazing. But, oh, sorry.
You're good.
My life in timers. Anyway.
If you needed to go and do anything?
No, the brewers know if you guys don't edit that out. But anyway, we hired a brewer in the beginning because I was a home brewer. I kind of understood recipes, but I didn't know anything to this level. And my job was to support the brewer, and I would help in the restaurant. Well, our brewer came from Canada, and even though he was a fine dude, and I like Canada from what I've heard of it, and I like Bryan Adams, but he fucking left us after being open for 3 months. So I went from terrified of the brewery to being like, I'm getting better at this, to finally being like, you know what, I'm gonna have fun back here, and this is gonna be okay. 3 years later, here we are. I love it. It's a lot of work, but it definitely has aged me more so than having kids. But I love it.
Oh, boy.
Hey, the In Hops We Trust app is the best way to follow all things In Hops related. On the app, you'll find the In Hops passport, rewards, crew info, updates on where we'll be for events, or where we might be filming next. The app is also the only place you'll be able to see certain content, like pre-release episode teasers or behind-the-scenes footage and exclusive content from event appearances. Our app is available on both iOS and Android devices, so please, go download it while I grab another beer. Oh, cheers. Hey, give me a tall boy.
Let's talk beers. Now we got 4 beers lined up here. We're gonna sample right now because it's 8 in the morning somewhere. So what are we drinking? What's this one here?
So this is Never Sleep. It's hazy beer with Vic Secret, Citra, and some Simcoe. It's got a little Pilsner malt. I'm kind of a Wireman whore. I love Wireman. I use it for almost everything. Mm-hmm. And it's got oat malt and it's a little dextro malt, so it's full-bodied.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, kids love it.
That tastes the way an IPA should.
Yeah.
Not overpowering with too much bitter.
Right. On the sides of our cans, I don't know if you guys have seen them, but I always write like a little message. I think on Never Sleep it says, when you're passionate, sleep comes last if it comes at all. Rachel Eleanor does all of our labels, and she's amazing. You should hire her, not for your cans, because I don't want them to look like mine, but for other things, she's amazing.
For artwork in general, absolutely.
Artwork in general, she's great. Mm-hmm. And this other one is called You Work For Me Now, and it's 4.7% Hellas. Again, all environment. Send me some free shit, fireman. Love you. I'm just kidding. I want to win a medal so I can get those red overalls. If you guys haven't seen them, they won't sell them to you. But there's red overalls. Oh, they're fantastic. Every time I see another brewer with them, I'm like, God, I want those so bad. It's ridiculous. I'm a child inside, really. But anyway, it's easy drinking, low hopping rate. It's 15 IBUs. It's pretty fucking delicious, I'll tell you that.
Wait, this is very light, easy, drinkable, very tasty.
Thank you, yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's Vestigial Structures. It's a 6.5% West Coast IPA, dry hop with Amarillo, Chinook, and Centennial. And just so you guys know, Vestigial Structures, kids, are things that we kind of grow away from, or we evolve away from, or evolve out of. And I thought it was, made sense to call a West Coast IPA Vestigial Structures.
Now, what makes a West Coast IPA a West Coast IPA?
In my opinion, a West Coast IPA would have some color, as this one has some color.
Oh, yeah.
It would be probably clearer than this one, to be honest with you. but yeah, bitter, dry, and have some color to it. But I love this beer, even though it's got a little residual haze.
So what kind of beers are you incorporating with what kind of food here?
Currently on the menu, we do have some boiled peanuts. We do make them with whatever lager beer we have. It's
the beer basically makes this dish.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with any of the proper spices or anything
technique.
like that. It's you just put peanuts in a pot and add his beer.
And boom.
Our Grand makes an amazing pancake syrup.
Grand is, it's definitely a goofy beer, I'll be honest with you. But the intention behind it wasn't goofy. My great-grandmother, Mary George Robinson, we would go to her house. There'd be 12, 14 kids around, and she would try to occupy us in her sweet way. She's like, go pick some blackberries, and then Grand's gonna make some blackberry cobbler. Mm-hmm. And so, I wanted to find a way to bring that back around. And my intention about the brewing process is yes, I like what I like, but when I go to brew a beer, no matter what style it is, or if I'm into it or not, I want to make it super representative of the style and what someone would want from that beer, right? So Grand, I feel like, is a pretty well balanced, I hate to say it, blackberry cobbler sour, but it is, you can taste all the things in there. And
as far as blackberry cobbler sours go,
yeah,
that one is top notch.
I think it's a blackberry cobbler milkshake sour.
Even better.
Yes. Last but not least is exit simulation, because we are in a simulation, kids. You can escape at any point. I don't know how you're going to get out, but good luck. Anyway,
is it the red pill or the blue pill?
Exit simulation is a beer we made with our friends in Virginia, Crooked Run. Mm-hmm. It's just a big, full-bodied beer. This is vanilla and cocoa nibs. It's huge. It's pretty good. It's pretty not bad. I don't love those, to be honest with you, but I'm an old man, I guess. I like lager beer and fucking bitter IPAs.
That is so smooth.
That's what I want to hear. That's why I make these beers, honestly, guys. I want people to like them no matter what it is.
Oh, man.
There's straws available, too.
Yeah, it's almost like, my tongue feels like it's coated in velvet right now.
There is velvet in that one, actually. That's the next beer, Liquid Velvet. Collab with In Hops We Trust.
Yes. Beautiful.
TM.
Oh, I'm sorry. I knew you were there the whole time. I was just keeping you waiting. If you're watching this and you say to yourself, hey there, Chester, that's a fancy looking hat you got on there. Well, I'll tell you, Lester, this hat right here, as well as many other items, can all be yours. All you have to do is visit inhopswetrustfilm.com. That's inhopswetrustfilm.com to find all our merchandise. Sweatshirts, t-shirts, beanies, coffee mugs, and pictures. So if you're in the mood for some awesome in-hops merchandise, make sure you're going to inhopswetrustfilm.com. You have a beautiful space here. Like,
Thank you very much.
No, I walked in here and I was like, wow. The factory windows opening up to everything, including, the alley itself.
Everything was cheap. Very inexpensive stuff to do. Yeah.
It doesn't look cheap, so that's the main thing. It looks really, really nice. This place was founded on a vision to foster community, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the name Good Word comes in. You want to spread the good word of this place, not just this place, but the beer industry itself.
100%.
And the typewriter as your logo, that's how people used to spread word back in the day. It was either through literature or through news media.
Right. Or the Pony Express, if you want to go further back, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, the typewriter was kind of emblematic of that. Plus, I'm a little bit of a writer.
Working on your memoirs?
One day, maybe. I don't know. I'm only 41, so I'll give it a little more time. But I think you have to do something really good first. I don't know if
Well, you're off to a good start.
I appreciate that. What's funny is some people saw it as religious, which I have no issue with. We never wanted to be, into any kind of thing that would separate people.
You don't want to box yourself, right? And say,
box our community in, like, Good Word is just for these people. It's like, nah, man, Good Word is for everybody.
Yep.
That's why we're community driven. What's the good word? I guess is like this thing that Georgia Tech and Georgia football have against each other. What's the good word? And it's like, to hell with Georgia. So we had no idea about this whole thing. And people were like, are you at Georgia Tech bar? And it's like, no fucking idea about this whole thing. But anyway, community driven, good beer, good food, and great service.
We're gonna do a segment that's become quite popular on this series. It's Ralph's Quick Fire Questions. Why do you love beer?
I drink because it's communal. Creating something and sharing it with people. I think that's probably been done since mankind has been here.
Yeah. Grant, when did you first fall in love with beer?
Oh, shit.
High school.
Yeah, probably. Much like the rest of everybody else. More so for me, flavorings and what you can get in there, and then also just because it's fucking delicious.
If you could be a beer, what beer would you want to be?
Either a Helles or a dry, well-hopped Pilsner.
IPA, probably.
IPA,
A little bitterness. I can come off pretty abrasive sometimes, so
That's good.
it pretty much fits me well.
That's good.
Who would you want to drink you?
Nostradamus.
Why Nostradamus?
Well, dude, I mean, think about it. This guy predicted so much stuff, and he's like, damn, this Helles is good. And World War II is going to happen then. I'm like, I was drank by this guy who was about to predict some crazy shit.
That's a cop-out. You can't go philosophy. I'm so deep. Nostradamus. I would go Chris Cornell, greatest vocalist of all time.
What would be a band, living or dead, historic or current, that you would want to tour with?
I play
You can
guitar
take this
and I
one,
sing.
yeah.
Oh, you play guitar? Awesome.
Yeah. One of my favorite bands growing up on the grunge scene was Pearl Jam. So love to play with them. But if I was good enough, I would want to play with Miles Davis.
I play the drums, so.
Oh, you do play drums.
Yeah,
Okay. Who'd you want to be the drummer for?
I'd probably say Metallica, just because I'd want to make them better, because Lars Ulrich is a terrible drummer.
If you're watching this, I'm sorry I said that.
Yeah.
If you find yourself in the Duluth area, come check out Good Word. They do good beer. I'm Ralph Saro, and as always, this has been In Hops We Trust. Grant, Todd, cheers to you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Good.
It's not you.
In hops we trust.
Want another beer? Check out our channel, In Hops We Trust Film. There you'll get all our latest content, including new episodes, tastings, and all things In Hops related. Cheers! In Hops We Trust is an Ambassador Studios production.